A straight-three engine, also known as an inline-triple, or inline-three, is a reciprocating piston internal combustion engine with three cylinders arranged in a straight line or plane, side by side. Crankshaft angle. Straight-three engines generally employ a crank angle of 120 degree. 120 degree cranks are rotationally balanced. However, since the cylinder fires one after the other 1-2-3, the firing pulses have a tendency to induce an end-to-end rocking motion. The use of a balance shaft reduces this undesirable effect. An inline three-cylinder engine with 180 degree crankshaft can be found in early examples of the Levada Giotta motorcycle made by Italian manufacturer Levada. In these engines, the outer pistons rise and fall together like a 360 degree straight-two engine. The inner cylinder is offset 180 degree from the outer cylinders. In these engines, cylinder number 1 fires, then 180 degree later cylinder number 2 fires, and then 180 degree later cylinder number 3 fires. There is no power stroke on the final 180 degree of rotation. This unusual crank angle came to be due to lack of proper tooling at the factory, which also made vertical twin engines which also utilizes a 180 degree crankshaft. After 1982, this engine had the regular 120 degree crank angle. Automobile use. The smallest inline 3/4-stroke automobile engine was the 543 cubic centimeters Suzuki F5A, which was first used in the 1979 Suzuki Alto Frontier. Smart currently produces a diminutive 799 cubic centimeters inline-3 diesel engine, the smallest automotive diesel engine yet. Most inline-3 engines fall below 1.2 liters, with a 1,198 cubic centimeters Volkswagen Group unit seen as the largest petrol engine. A 1,779 cubic centimeters diesel engine was produced by VM Motori for the 1984 Alfa Romeo 33 1.8 TD, the largest inline-3 produced for automotive use. Detroit Diesel Series 71 and Series 53 engines were available in three-cylinder form for trucks and farm tractors. Basic versions of the Suzuki Swift used a 993 cc's inline three-cylinder engine, with single-point injection. The same engine was also used in the Suzuki Wagoner Plus, with multi-point injection. This was replaced from 2003, with an Opel-sourced 998 cc's unit, with 4 valves per cylinder and variable length intake manifold, also used on the similar Opel Agila and the third generation of the Opel Corsa, and later on the Suzuki Splash and the fifth generation of the Opel Corsa. The Opel models previously used a 973 cc's engine, which was initially featured on the second generation of the Opel Corsa. Some Daihatsu cars use straight-three engines. The Charade used and the Mirakore uses this engine type. Three-cylinder 1.0-liter diesel and turbo diesel engines were also offered in Daihatsu Charades. Korean cars Daewoo Tico, based on the 1988 Suzuki Alto, and later base versions of Daewoo Mat is also used in line 3 796 cubic centimeters 41 horsepower STEC petrol engine. The Volkswagen Group is known for using three-cylinder petrol and diesel engines, in the Audi A2, Volkswagen Polo, Volkswagen Fox, Volkswagen Lupo, Seat Ibiza, Seat Car Cubed RDOBA and Angstrom Coda Fabia. These engines range from 1.2-liter petrol, with 4 valves per cylinder, that delivers 47 to 65 kilowatts, to 1.4 TDI diesel, that delivers 51 to 66 kilowatts and has turbocharger with variable vane geometry. The most innovative three-cylinder engine the Volkswagen Group released was the 1.2 TDI diesel, that was one of the first all-aluminium diesel engines and at the time of release was the lightest and most economic engine in production. It was used in the 3L versions of the Audi A2 and the Volkswagen Lupo. Another three-cylinder engine is the 1.2 TDI diesel launched with the fifth generation of Volkswagen Polo, that uses common rail injection. Subaru used a straight-three engine in the Subaru Giusti, and the export version of the Subaru Sambar, called the Subaru Sumo, which had their Subaru EF engine. Mitsubishi has made extensive use of three-cylinder engines, which have also been used in the Smart V2, since 2004 on the Mitsubishi Colt, and from 2012 on the Mitsubishi Mirage. A 3-cylinder diesel engine was also used on the Mitsubishi Colt and the Smart 44. In the 1950s and 1960s, the Saab 93, Saab 95, Saab 96, and certain DKW automobiles were powered by inline 3-cylinder, 2-stroke engines. Also, the Wartburg automobiles manufactured in eastern Germany, and FSO Syrena manufactured in Poland, used this kind of engine. The first-generation Honda Insight used a 1.0-liter inline-3 engine in conjunction with an electric motor in its hybrid system. The Toyota Peugeot Citroën automobile joint venture is using the common 996cc inline 3-cylinder engine in models of the Aygo, 107 and C1 respectively, which is derived from Daihatsu. The same engine has been provided for the Toyota Passo, the Toyota Yaris, the Toyota Agya, the Toyota Belter, the Toyota IQ, and for the Daihatsu Boon, the Daihatsu Quarry, the Daihatsu Ayla and the Daihatsu Boon-based Subaru Giusti. Nissan has developed a 1.2-liter 3-cylinder version of their HR series of petrol engines, which is used since 2010 for the Nissan Micra, the Nissan Almera and the Nissan Note. There is also a supercharged version, with direct injection and variable valve timing. The Hyundai Motor Group used a 1.5-liter 3-cylinder diesel engine on the second generation of the Hyundai Accent, the Hyundai Jazz and the Hyundai Matrix, and developed its own 1.1-liter 3-cylinder diesel engine, which has been used in the Kia Picanto and the Hyundai i10. Another 1.0-liter 3-cylinder petrol engine has been used in the Hyundai i10 and the Hyundai HB20. Exclusively for the Indian market, the Chevrolet Beat is offered with a 1.0-liter 3-cylinder diesel engine, called XSDE. It was co-developed by GM Powertrain Torino and the GM Technical Center India, and uses the Fiat multi-jet diesel technology. Ford started offering their new turbocharged 1.0-liter ECO boost unit in the Focus from 2012. This new engine features several innovations, including the use of an unbalanced flywheel to remove the need to use balancer shafts. In September 2012, Renault introduced a new turbocharged 0.9-liter TCE engine, that is used in the fourth generation of the Renault Clio, the Renault Captur and in the second generation of the Dacia Sandero and Dacia Logan. In October 2013, the PSA Peugeot Citroën Group inaugurated the production line of their new turbocharged 3-cylinder 1.2-liter petrol engine, in Dovran, France. The engine, branded EB Turbo PureTech, will be first fitted on the Citroën C4 and the Peugeot 308, in the first half of 2014. Starting from 2014, the Opel Adam will be offered with a new turbocharged 3-cylinder engine, mated to a 6-speed manual gearbox. This engine, branded SIDI, uses direct injection, continuously variable valve timing and has a lightweight aluminium cylinder block. Motorcycle use. For motorcycles, the inline 3-cylinder engine is considered advantageous as it is narrower than an inline 4 and produces less vibration than a twin-cylinder vehicle. 4-stroke 4-stroke straight-3 motorcycle engines have been produced for both road and racing purposes by Aprilia, Levada, Triumph, Yamaha, BMW, Benelli, Petronas, MV Agusta, and BSA. The Triumph Rocket 3 has a 2,294cc straight-3 engine and the company has produced a number of other transversely mounted straight-3 engines, such as the water-cooled Daytona 955i, which was also the company's first fuel-injected machine, and 1,050cc speed triple. Current production motorcycles with triple engines, MV Agusta F3 675, F3 800, Brutale 675, Brutale 800, Revale 800, Stradale 800, Triumph Daytona 675, Street Triple, Speed Triple, Rocket 3, Tiger, Yamaha Mount 09/FZ09. 2-stroke Following a comparative study at Osaka University's Faculty of Engineering, between inline and L-shaped motors, Kawasaki Motors decided to develop a range of high-performance, two-stroke straight-three engines. Between 1969 and 1978, the company produced air-cooled inline-triple engines with capacities of 250 cc, 350 cc, 400 cc, 500 cc, and 750 cc, and the H1 of 500 cc and H2 or KR750 750 cc racing models in both air-cooled and water-cooled forms. Between 1972 and 1977, Suzuki made 3 two-stroke straight-three production runs. The air-cooled GT380 and GT550, and the water-cooled GT750 and TR750 Razor based on it. Non-automotive use. Inline three-cylinder engines are not limited to propelling motor vehicles. They may also be used in general industrial applications. An example is the Fairbanks Morse 32E14 slow-speed diesel engine, which is shown coupled to a water pump. Agricultural use. Inline-three engines are common in diesel engine tractors, as well as other agricultural machinery. Nearly all manufacturers of diesel tractors have had models with three-cylinder engines. Perhaps the best-known example of any kind of three-cylinder diesel engine is the Perkins AD 3.152 that was used in Massey Ferguson 35 tractors, as well as in Fordson Dexter and several other tractors. This engine was also used for marine and stationary applications. Other manufacturers include Nuffield, BMC, Belinda Monktel, Volvo BM, International Harvester, John Deere, Jitspa, Ford and many others. Aviation use. The Hewland AE75 is a 750 cc lightweight two-stroke converted three-cylinder liquid-cooled aircraft engine that produced 75 bhp, manufactured in the mid-1980s by Hewland. References. External links, media related to straight-three engines at Wikimedia Commons.